find the value z so that the probability that a random variable capital Z is greater than this little z is equal to 0.4761, where the capital Z random variable is the standard normal random variable. Okay, so we got a probability given to us 4 decimal places, which is why I do have my 4 decimal place z-score table right here. Now we want to find this little z here. Okay, and all we know is this probability. What I like to do is draw a little picture representing what we currently have. Now, the capital Z is bigger. It's greater than. It's not that it's over here on the right. It's just that it's greater. It's greater than the little z. So I sort of have one of 2 pictures in mind. So here I'm drawing my standard normal, the bell curve here. It's centered at 0, nice mean of 0. Okay, now with this little z, if it's positive, that's great, but it could also be negative. It could be on either side of the 0. If it were exactly 0, then we'd have a probability of 0.5, which we won't have. Okay. So either the z down here is maybe it's negative or maybe it's positive. Now, because our capital Z is bigger than the little z, wherever the little z is, we are shading to the right. So, which of these most represents the probability that we're given, right? The probability we're given is 0.476. That's a little less than a half. And so we have 2 pictures. If the little z is negative, we get quite a large shaded area, right? Remember that for the standard normal, 0 is the halfway point, so this probability over here in blue is bigger than the half in pink. Okay, so whatever the blue probability is, it's much bigger than a half, and so it's much bigger than 0.4761. Whereas over here, if we've got a positive little z, we can compare that to halfway, which again I'll shade in pink. The blue area is much smaller than the pink area, and so this better reflects our probability here. Okay? So by drawing a picture, I can sort of reason that, oh, this little z must be positive. Because the probability is less than a half, and which of these pictures gives me a probability, an area that's less than a half? Well, this one over here. That's the one with the blue area being less than a half. Okay, why do we bother talking about this? Well, because we should probably know what side of 0 our z-score is on. Is it negative or positive? Because we might need to do different things to it, because ultimately what we need to do is reduce it down so I can look something up in this little table here. Right? And you'll notice that the smallest this table goes is 0.500, so the 0.47, that's not in here. Okay, so that's a great tip-off that, we've got to do something. Okay. Additionally, the table for the probabilities associated to z doesn't cover these sorts of z less than capital Z events, right? It deals with probability that capital Z is less than little z, so it's sort of the wrong way around. Okay? So we make these observations, we sort it all out, pictures are great. Okay? We know that 0.4761, right? That's a probability that looks roughly like this with a positive z-score. Okay, positive little z here. Okay. How can I relate this to a probability that can be looked up in that table? Well, we could say it's 1, the total area under the bell curve, minus the area to the left. Right? This little portion plus this greater orange portion should add up to 1. So 0.4761 is 1 minus the probability that capital Z is less than the little z we're looking for. But little z is positive. This is the probability that we could look up in the table. Okay. So what we've got here, let's write it out. 0.4761 is 1 minus a probability that we can look up in the standard normal table. And we can rewrite this a little bit. Right? We can swap these two around and say probability that z is less than the little z-score is equal to 1 minus 0.4761. Right, and I'll just, over here, just quickly subtract. I mean, you can probably do it in your head. Let's see, 9, 3, 2, 5. Okay. So the little z we want is the little z in the table that's associated to 5239, 0.53, or 5239. Okay. 50, 53, 52, 5239. Right, there it is, 0.5239. Okay, and that's 0.0 and then a hundredth, that is 6. Okay, so this tells me, my little z must be 0.006. And that's going to be our final answer.